Have you ever wondered how seemingly rational individuals can be swayed into joining cults, often leading to dire consequences? This question has puzzled psychologists, sociologists, and laypeople alike for decades. The enigma of cult psychology is a deep and complex field of study that seeks to unravel this mystery. Cult psychology is the examination of the psychological processes that underlie the formation, operation, and influence of cults. It explores how these groups leverage psychological tactics to manipulate, control, and indoctrinate their members. The significance of studying cult psychology is twofold. Firstly, it gives us insight into the human mind's vulnerability and susceptibility to influence. Secondly, it aids in the development of effective strategies for intervention and recovery for those ensnared in such groups. Contrary to popular belief, the individuals drawn into cults are not always weak, naive, or psychologically unstable. Many are ordinary people seeking belonging, purpose, or answers to life's existential questions. This misconception often leads to victim blaming and further isolates those who have been manipulated by these groups. Cults thrive on secrecy, manipulation, and the exploitation of human vulnerabilities. They often present themselves as benevolent and progressive, offering a utopian vision of life to their prospective members. The leaders of these groups are typically charismatic and persuasive, wielding their influence to subtly erode their followers' ability to think critically. The psychology of cults is a fascinating and complex subject, and it is not limited to religious or spiritual groups. It extends to political movements, self-improvement seminars, and even certain business organizations. Understanding the mechanisms at play can be a powerful tool in recognizing and resisting undue influence and manipulation. Cult psychology is a significant field of study within the broader context of social psychology. It provides valuable insights into the power dynamics, social influence, and group behavior that characterize human interactions in various contexts. Understanding the psychology of cults is the first step towards demystifying the complex and often misunderstood motivations behind joining such groups. As we delve deeper into this fascinating subject, we hope to shed light on the intricacies of the human mind and the power of social influence. At the heart of every cult is a charismatic leader with a knack for persuasive communication. This charisma, this magnetic allure, is often the first hook that draws potential followers in. But charisma alone is not enough. To build and maintain a cult, leaders must master the art of persuasion, a psychological tool as potent as it is subtle. Persuasion is more than just convincing someone to see things your way. It's about influencing their beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, often without them realizing what's happening. Cult leaders are experts at this. They use a cocktail of psychological techniques, from priming and framing to the power of suggestion, to shape their followers' perception of reality. One of the key ingredients in this cocktail is the leader's ability to communicate persuasively. They spin narratives that resonate with their followers' deepest desires and fears. They position themselves as the solution, the guide, the beacon of hope in a world fraught with chaos and uncertainty. Adding to this is the leader's skillful manipulation of social norms and group dynamics. They create an us versus them mentality, fostering a sense of unique identity and purpose among their followers. This shared identity not only strengthens the bond between members but also isolates them from external influences, making them more susceptible to the leader's persuasive tactics. Moreover, cult leaders often employ tactics of fear and guilt to maintain control. By instilling these emotions, they can manipulate their followers into compliance, ensuring loyalty and discouraging dissent. In essence, these leaders exploit the human tendency to seek meaning, belonging, and security, using their charisma and persuasive skills to offer these in abundance. But beneath the surface, they're pulling the strings, subtly influencing their followers' thoughts and actions to serve their own ends. This is the power of persuasion in the hands of a cult leader, a potent blend of charisma, communication, and manipulation that can draw people in and keep them entrapped. It's a psychological game of chess, with the followers often unaware they're even on the board. The power of persuasion is a formidable tool in the hands of cult leaders, often leaving followers entrapped in a web of manipulation and control. Social psychology offers a lens through which we can understand the appeal of cults for many individuals. Cults, often shrouded in mystery and intrigue, are more than just the product of charismatic leaders and their doctrines. They are, in fact, a manifestation of complex social psychological phenomena. At the heart of their formation and sustenance lie group dynamics, conformity, and social identity. Group dynamics in cults revolve around a central figure or idea, creating a cohesive unit. This cohesion, however, is often built on a foundation of intense emotional connections rather than rational thought. The collective identity that emerges can be so strong that it overrides individual identities, leading members to act in ways they might not under normal circumstances. Then, there's the principle of conformity, a potent force in social psychology. Humans, as social beings, have an inherent desire to fit in. Cult leaders exploit this desire, using sophisticated techniques to encourage conformity to the group's norms and beliefs. The pressure to conform can be so strong that it stifles dissent and criticism, further isolating members from the external world. Lastly, the concept of social identity plays a pivotal role. In cults, members often derive their sense of self from the group. This intense identification can lead to an us versus them mentality, where members perceive the outside world as threatening and view themselves as the enlightened ones. This dichotomy can further deepen commitment and loyalty to the group. But it's important to note that these social psychological aspects of cults don't operate in isolation. They are intricately interconnected, creating a web that can be challenging to untangle. Understanding these dynamics is crucial to comprehending why people join cults, why they stay, and how they might be helped. Through the lens of social psychology, we begin to see how group dynamics and the human need for belonging can drive individuals towards cults. The psychological impact of cults on their followers is a complex and multifaceted issue. Stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, we find that the influence of cults often leaves a profound imprint on the psyche of their members. Firstly, let's delve into cognitive dissonance, a psychological phenomenon often experienced by cult members. This is a state of mental tension that arises when one's beliefs are contradicted by new information. In a cult setting, leaders often manipulate information, creating a reality where the cult's beliefs cannot be challenged. This manipulation can lead to members experiencing cognitive dissonance as they struggle to reconcile their personal beliefs with those imposed by the cult. Simultaneously, cults can significantly alter an individual's identity. The process of indoctrination often leads to self-alienation, where members lose touch with their pre-cult identity. Their thoughts, emotions, and actions become dictated by the cult's doctrine, leading to a loss of individuality and self-expression. This can result in a profound identity crisis, especially for those who manage to break free from the cult's grip. The mental health implications of cult involvement are equally distressing. Depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder are common among former cult members. The coercive practices and psychological manipulation employed by cults can lead to severe emotional distress, even long after a person has left the group. Furthermore, the long-term psychological implications for ex-cult members can be profound. The process of deprogramming and reintegrating into society presents its own set of challenges. Former members often grapple with feelings of guilt, shame, and confusion as they attempt to reconcile their cult experiences with their new reality. The journey to recovery is often long and arduous, requiring professional psychological support and a strong support network. The psychological toll of cult involvement can be severe, often leaving individuals grappling with their experiences for years after leaving the cult. As we continue to explore the enigma of cult psychology, it's crucial to remember the human cost of such manipulation and control. Understanding the psychology of cults is crucial for devising effective interventions and helping those affected. To truly comprehend the complexity of this task, we must first acknowledge the gravity of the situation. Cults, through their manipulative and coercive techniques, often cause significant psychological harm to their members. This damage can range from cognitive dissonance and emotional distress to severe mental health disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder. The key to assisting those affected lies in understanding the psychological mechanisms that cults employ. It is not merely about the power of persuasion, but about the systematic breakdown of an individual's identity and the replacement of independent thought with the cult's ideology. With this understanding, mental health professionals can develop interventions tailored to the unique needs of cult victims. These interventions could include cognitive behavioral therapies to challenge harmful beliefs, trauma-focused therapies to address distressing experiences, and social support to rebuild the individual's sense of self and community. The role of mental health professionals in this process is pivotal. They offer a safe space for victims to process their experiences and begin their journey towards recovery. Their expertise allows them to recognize the signs of cult involvement and provide appropriate support. Moreover, mental health professionals can also contribute to prevention efforts. By educating the public about the tactics used by cults and the psychological vulnerabilities they exploit, they can help individuals recognize and resist such manipulation. However, it's important to remember that understanding and intervention are not just the responsibility of the professionals. We all have a role to play in this process. By fostering awareness and empathy, we can create a supportive environment for those affected by cults. The challenge is immense, but so is the potential for change. When we equip ourselves with knowledge and compassion, we can make a real difference in the lives of those affected by cults. With a clear understanding of cult psychology, we can better equip ourselves to help those affected and potentially prevent the formation of such groups in the future.